So, dear students, the next topic is statistical inference. First part is over, theory of estimation. Second part, test of hypothesis. It's another very important. After estimation, so definitely we have to learn this test of hypothesis. What is test of hypothesis? That is very, very important. The process of making inferences about parameter using sample statistic is known as a test of hypothesis. So this is the population, parameter is theta, draw the sample from this one, sample statistic t here, the sample statistic t, the sample statistics, parameter is theta, the sample statistics t. Process of making inference about theta based on this statistic. So now, using this statistics, we have to estimate theta. It's already over. Now here we have to again identify the inference about the parameter theta using sample statistic is known as test of hypothesis or test of statistical hypothesis. So statistical hypothesis is a assertion or statement. So Ramo is a good boy is a statement. Is not a statistical statement. The population mean is equal to some specified value. The population mean is 40. That is called a assertion or statement. The population variance is equal to 40. That is called a statistical statement. So now, general statement different from statistical statement. These statistical statements are hypothetical statements. So based on the hypothetical situation and theory of estimation, so we have to prepare some statistical statements. These statements are called statistical hypothesis. Statistical hypothesis broadly basically two types. Parametric hypothesis, non-parametric hypothesis. Parametric hypothesis means so we have to estimate the unknown population characteristics is called parameter. So now under any specification about one or more parameters is termed as parametric hypothesis. Based on the parameters, so we have to construct the statements. Those statements are called parametric hypothesis. The unknown population characteristics is called parameter, and any specification that is very, very important about one or more parameters is termed as parametric hypothesis. So now non-parametric hypothesis. Any specification of population or sample of the population except the parameter of the population is known as non-parameter. But in this non-parameter situation, so there is no parameter. Don't involve the parameter. Without parameter, we have to write the statement. We have to identify some any specification about the population or sample of the population except the parameter of the population is known as non-parameter. So already non-parametric tests are uploaded in the app. Now we are going to the parametric hypothesis and corresponding parametric test here. Example, suitable example for these two definitions. The distribution of measurement errors. Here we have to identify that this is the distribution of measurement errors in measuring the ages of a randomly selected group of people, approximately normal distribution. That is x is equal to here measurement errors. X is called measurement errors. In measuring the age of randomly selected group, this x follows normal distribution mu comma sigma square. So the mu and sigma square are population mean and population variance. Both mu and sigma square are parameters. Any specification about mu and sigma square which is under verification is known as hypothesis. Any specification about mu, for example, mu is equal to uh, mu naught, sigma square is equal to sigma naught square. So suppose mu is equal to 40, sigma square is equal to 5. This is the statement. This is the valid statements. So this any specification about mu and sigma square which is under verification is known as hypothesis. One more example. Let X is equal to distribution of family planning adopter couples. Family planning adopter couples. Unless it is assumed, is usually not specified and hence its parameter is also not mentioned. There is no parameter in this case here. So there is no involvement of the parameter in this situation. In such a case, one may verify the characteristic related to the population or sample. In this case, so there is no parameter. We have to identify the one particular characteristics, like as median, like as mode, skewness. So it is special character of the population or sample, but not the parameter of the population. So this is the non-parametric hypothesis example. So previous one is the parametric hypothesis example. So next one, simple and composite. What is simple and what is composite hypothesis is very, very important for the examination point of view. So help of this concept easily we can solve the problem. Simple and composite hypothesis. A statistical hypothesis specifies the population completely. Then it is termed as simple hypothesis. A statistical hypothesis specifies the population completely, then it is termed as simple hypothesis. Suppose the population has two parameters. That hypothesis specifies the two parameters completely. It is called simple. Otherwise, it is called composite. So, example, a statistical hypothesis which does not specify completely are parameters. Here is we have to take the example here. Uh, a few examples for the simple hypothesis. For example, X follows X follows n of mu comma sigma square. Now, hypothesis denoted H. The hypothesis completely specify the parameters. Mu is equal to mu naught. Sigma square is equal to sigma naught square. That is, mu is equal to 40. Sigma square is equal to 5. The hypothesis specify the parameters completely. It is called simple hypothesis. One more example. X follows binomial P. Here n is fixed constant. Now hypothesis is a hypothesis is to be prepared based on the P here. Hypothesis P is equal to P naught. That is P is equal to half. P is equal to half. Exactly, this hypothesis specify the parameters completely. So one more example. X follows Poisson lambda. Here lambda is parameter of the Poisson population. In this case, hypothesis defined as lambda is equal to lambda naught. This is called a simple hypothesis. These are the examples of the simple hypothesis. So it's a direct question in the regional wide and national wide entrance examination point of view. is statistical hypothesis which does not specify completely R parameters. Suppose two parameters does not completely specify of a population is termed as composite hypothesis with R degrees of freedom. For example, by taking example, easily we can understand this concept. X follows n of mu comma sigma square. H mu is equal to mu naught. But in this hypothesis specify the population mean completely, but not sigma. So it is called composite hypothesis. So one more example. Sigma square is equal to sigma naught square. We also a composite hypothesis. One more example. Hypothesis mu is equal to mu naught. So sigma square greater than sigma naught square. In this case, population mean is equal to some specified value, but population variance is greater than some specified value. Is greater than. Greater than means suppose sigma square is greater than 5 means the population variance may be 5, 6, 7 like this. This hypothesis does not specify the parameters completely. This type of hypothesis is called the composite hypothesis. In our problem, so simple hypothesis or composite hypothesis may be so involving here. Using these two, we have to calculate our requirements. So one more example, X follows binomial distribution P, N is fixed constant, N is known in our studies. So now hypothesis P is equal to P not equal to half. But in this case, P value may be more than half or less than half. So this hypothesis does not specify the parameter of the binomial population. So now it is called a composite hypothesis. One more example, X follows Poisson lambda. The hypothesis H lambda is less than 4. Lambda less than 4 means here lambda is always greater than 0. The 0 to 4 means any value between 0 and 4 is the lambda values. But this hypothesis does not specify the parameter of the Poisson population completely. So that's why it's called a composite hypothesis. These are the examples of the composite hypothesis. All these are the examples of composite hypothesis. Composite hypothesis. So these examples are here is these two examples are simple hypothesis. Simple hypothesis. So one more here. Composite simple is over. Next one, statistical test. That is very, very important. So what is statistical test? A statistical procedure used in finding out a sample statistic. Here is a population. This is a sample. Population parameter theta. Sample statistics T. A statistical procedure used in finding out a sample statistic using random sample of observations and which helps in deciding about the possible rejection or acceptance of a statistical hypothesis is known as statistical test. The statistical procedure used in finding out of a sample statistic using random sample observations. Here is this T here. These are the random sample observations. The function of sample observation T is called it, which helps in deciding about the possible rejection or acceptance of a statistical hypothesis. Hypothesis prepared here. Suppose theta is equal to theta naught here. So now this statement is accept or reject based on this statistic. So this procedure is called a statistical test. It's very, very important. The hypothesis is of two types. One is null hypothesis, other is alternative hypothesis. These two are very, very important here. What is null hypothesis? Null hypothesis is also called a neutral hypothesis. The hypothesis is which is used for possible rejection under verification on the basis of a sample statistics is known as a null hypothesis, denoted by H naught. So now here is verification. Under verification, for example, here this is the population. Now the sample is drawn here, population parameter theta. This is T here. Now here neutral statement H naught. So denoted by the neutral statement, null hypothesis statement H naught theta is equal to theta naught. So based on the statistic T here, so now using this statistics T, so we have to uh, reject or accept of this statement here. By rejection under this verification on the basis of the sample statistics T, so is known as null hypothesis. Here rejection of rejection, the possible rejection. So this hypothesis may be rejected, may not be rejected. Here is we consider the only rejection under verification on the basis of the sample statistics is known as null hypothesis. So actually here, example, suppose company A, company B. There are two companies are there, A and B. Two companies produce the same type of drugs. So now here, which company drug is more cure the disease here? And in this case, we have to write the neutral statements. So there are actually, first of all, here there are three statements are possible. There are three statements are possible. Statement one here. So company drug, A company drug more than B company drug. Second statement, A company drug is less than B company drug. Third one, both are equal. Both are equal. Or in a single, here is two populations are considered here. Two samples are collected from these two populations. And here there are three statements are possible. First one, two are biased statements. Third one is unbiased statements. So by adopt this first statement, you are favor to the company A. By adopt second statement, to favor to company B. By third one is the both are equal means there is no biasedness. This is called unbiased statement. This type of statements are called so null hypothesis statements. Null hypothesis. Generally, null hypothesis statements in a negation part, there is no significant difference between two sample means two population means there is no significant difference between new process and old process. There is no significant difference between before processing after processing. This type of statements are called the null hypothesis statements. So complementary of against of the null hypothesis is called alternative hypothesis. One more hypothesis there, alternative hypothesis. Any statement against the null hypothesis is known as alternative statement, alternative hypothesis. It is denoted by H0, H1. So these are the some examples. The average lifetime of, here is example. The average lifetime of a mobile phone battery is mu naught. This is a specified value. It is manufactured by the new process. Then the null hypothesis H naught equal to mu is equal to mu naught. Already old process is there. Recently, so one new process is so found here. Using new process, the average lifetime of the battery is mu naught here. Now we have to test this one. This is the neutral statement. The new process average lifetime of the mobile phone battery is mu naught. Mu is equal to mu naught. This is called a simple hypothesis. So, this is a simple hypothesis. So alternate hypothesis may be three types here. Mu greater than mu naught, mu less than mu naught equal to. So first alternate hypothesis, second alternative, third alternative. First alternative hypothesis is called right tail test. Second alternative hypothesis is left tail test. Last one is the two tail test. So your thumb rule is a alternate hypothesis is a form of inequality models. It's called a one tail test. These two are called one tail, OT, one tail test. Not equal to form is called a two tail test. This is simple technique here. So that hypothesis here an alternate hypothesis may be in the form of one tail test or two tail test here. Based on this two tail or based on the one tail test, we have to we have to choose the correct table values. Using those table values, we have to accept the hypothesis or reject the hypothesis. That is the procedure. The role of H0 and H1 are not, the H0 and H1 are not at all symmetric. This is very, very important. the role of H0 and H1 are not at all symmetric. It's very important remark. So null hypothesis, alternate hypothesis explained here. Critical region, that is very, very important. Let x1, x2, xn be the sample observations denoted by O. The sample observations denoted by O is called O. This is called O. All the values of O will be aggregate of a sample and they constitute a space. So here is we consider the subsets. So here 2 power n minus 1 subsets are possible here by taking all these aggregate sample values and form a space. The space is called a sample space. Sample space. All the values of O will be aggregate of a sample and they constitute a space called sample space, which is denoted by S. The whole sample space divided into two parts. The whole sample space divided into two parts. The whole sample space divided into two disjoint parts. Disjoint dichotomous classification. Disjoint parts. One is W, other is W bar. H0 rejected if the observed sample points falls in W. H0 is rejected. H0 is rejected. The sample values falls in W. H0 is accepted. Accepted if the sample observations falls in W bar. Sample observations based on one criteria. So we have to collect the sample observations and calculate the statistic. The statistic value. So based on in this W area, H0 is rejected. In this W bar area, H0 is accepted. The area constituted with the values of sample statistic due to which the null hypothesis is rejected even when it is true called critical region. That is the definition of the critical region. This is called a critical region. Critical region. So this is the acceptance region. Acceptance region. Critical region also called rejection region. Critical region also called rejection region. Rejection region. Critical region also called rejection region. So critical region, the size of the critical region, the size of the critical region, the size of the critical region denoted by alpha. So alpha is also called level of significance. I will explain later. Alpha is also called probability of type 1 error, level of significance, and size of the critical region. Alpha is what here? Size of the critical region. Critical region. So one more example. Now here, based on normal population, here is X follows normal distribution mu comma sigma square. So now here is center point is X value mu converting to Z is equal to 0. So here is identify the critical region. So 5% size here. We consider the 5% size of the critical region. Here this is two-tail concept. This area and same as to this area. So now shaded regions are called critical regions. Critical region. Whole sample space divided into two parts here based on the critical values. Based on the critical values. The critical value for this is 0.025. So 0.025. Actually, the total critical area, critical region area is 5%. Share to both sides here, left and right side. This is a two-tail concept. So in this case, so here the critical value is 1.96. This critical value minus 1.96. Left side is negative value, right side is positive value. So this remaining part is acceptance region. Acceptance region. For statistic value, statistic means function of sample observations based on one formula, one particular method. we have to calculate the statistic T. Falls in this area, your H0 is accepted. Your X0 is accepted. Falls in this W, this is called W. Here also is a W. This is a W bar. Your statistic value. So falls in this W, reject the null hypothesis. Falls in W bar, accept the H0. That is very, very important. So one more example. Same normal population for large case. Z is equal to 0. Now, here is size of the critical region is 1%. Now shade the both sides. Now this is 0.005. Here is this area also 0.005. Now this is acceptance region. Acceptance region. So this area is 0.99, 99% confidence interval. But in the previous example, acceptance region size is 95%. 95%. 95%, 0.95. So now here, uh, identify the critical points. This is very, very important. Based on these critical points, so we have to reject the null hypothesis or accept the null hypothesis. That is very, very important. This critical point is from table, normal table value is 2.58. This is minus 2.58. Minus 2.58. So the size of the critical region denoted by alpha. This is alpha by 2. This is alpha by 2. Alpha by 2 plus alpha by 2 is called alpha. The size of the critical region is alpha. One more example is one side case. One side case. This is a chi-square distribution. The chi-square critical value, chi-square alpha, n minus 1 degrees of freedom. Now we have to consider the only upper part of this chi-square critical value. This is here is size alpha. The alpha may be 0.05% only here because chi-square distribution is a positively skewed distribution. This falls in only first quadrant here. We consider the only one-tailed test here. But in this case, we consider the upper part of the chi-square critical value gives the critical region. So now size of the critical region is equal to alpha. Now n is the degrees of freedom. So these are the examples of the critical region. Next one, two types of errors. Very, very important. Two types of errors. The decision is the decision to accept or reject the null hypothesis H0 is made on the basis of the information supplied by the observed sample observations. The decision to accept or reject the null hypothesis, that is very, very important. So accept H0 is reject H1. So automatically both are dependent concepts here. So reject H0 means accept H1 here. So now you have to take the decision to accept or reject the null hypothesis made on the basis of the information supplied by the observed sample observations. So now draw the sample observations. Based on the sample observations, we have to measure the statistical constant. Using the constant, we have to accept the null hypothesis or reject the null hypothesis. The conclusion drawn on the basis of a particular sample may not always be true here in respect of the population. The conclusion drawn on the basis of a particular sample may not always be true in respect of the population. That is very, very important. So now decision table. So decision table here, based on this decision table, easily we can identify, we can write the type 1 error or type 2 error. So here is a reject H0 when H0 is true. It is called type 1 error. Here read like this here. Reject H0 when H0 is true is called type 1 error. So now accept H0 when H0 is true is called correct. Accept H0 when H0 is true is correct statement. This is the probability of type 1 error. The probability of type 1 error denoted by alpha. So here is sum of probables must be equal to 1 here. So now accept H naught when H naught is true is called a confidence quotient, that is called 1 minus alpha. The probability of type 2 error denoted by beta. So this is here is 1 minus beta. I will explain. So now H1 is false. H1 is false means so here is a small correction. Ah, this is now H naught is false. H naught is reject H naught when H naught is false. Reject H naught when H naught is false. Correct statement. Reject the null hypothesis when H naught is false. So H naught is false. Definitely have to reject the H naught. So automatically, alternatively, H1 is true. When H naught is false, means H1 is true. So accept H naught when H naught is false or H1 is true. Accept H naught. So H naught is false. When H naught is false, here we definitely have to reject the H naught. But accept H naught, you are committed to error. Reject H naught when H naught is true. When H naught is true, reject H naught. H naught is true, but you have to accept. But reject H naught is committed to error. That is very important. Reject H naught when H naught is true. H naught is true, you must accept the H naught. But reject H naught is you are committed to error. Accept H naught when H naught is true. So there is a your decision is correct. That is called correct statement. So reject H naught when H naught is false. H naught is false. Reject H naught. That is correct statement. So accept H naught when H naught is false. That is wrong. You are committed to wrong. So that is called type 2 error. There are two types of errors are there. Type 1 error and type 2 error. Now, so speaking mathematically, now here is alpha is equal to alpha is equal to probability of type 1 error, probability of type 1 error. So probability of sample observation, sample statistic is x belongs to W, x falls in W when there is H naught is true. X, the sample statistics falls in W. What happened here? H naught is rejected. So rejected means H naught is rejected when H naught is true. So this is here uh, another notation of this alpha. So now here probability of in sentence format. Reject H naught when H naught is true. This is a direct bit for the nationwide regional examination. Now alpha is equal to. Now using some integral L here is integral under W critical region. L naught means H naught. H naught is true concept. L naught likelihood function under H naught. L naught means likelihood function under H naught. Already likelihood function definition explained in the last videos. Using the same likelihood function, but you have to substitute uh, H naught statement in this likelihood function. That is called L naught dx is denoted as alpha. Now next one here 1 minus alpha. 1 minus alpha means probability of here is 1 minus alpha. Accept H naught. Accept H naught when H naught is true. When the H naught is accept, the sample observation, sample statistics follows false in X belongs W bar under H naught is true. H naught is true. So 1 minus alpha formula integral is a manifold integrals for n sample observations. For n sample observations, W bar L naught dx. Beta is equal to probability of type 2 error. Type 2 error. Probability of type 2 error is called beta. Second, so error in testing of hypothesis. Alpha beta are very important concepts for share market. To purchase the shares or to buy the shares or sell the shares, so definitely you have to observe the alpha beta risk factors. Risk factors. Based on the alpha beta values, we have to purchase the shares or sell the shares in the market. So now probability of type 2 error. Type 2 error means what here? Type 2 error. So accept H naught when H naught is false or H1 is true. Accept H naught when H naught is false or probability of accept H naught when H1 is true. We prefer the second one, not first one. So H naught is true, accept H naught. H1 is true, accept H naught. So now in this case notation, the statistic or sample observation belongs to W bar under H1 is true. H1 is true. There is beta. So manifold integral property, manifold integral formula, W bar L1 dx. L1 is likelihood function under H1 is true. This is the likelihood function and H1 is true. Based on H1, we prepared likelihood function. So 1 minus beta. 1 minus beta is also called power of the test. Power of the test. That is equal to probability of reject H naught when H1 is true. H1 is true. When H1 is true. 1 minus beta is equal to probability of X belongs to W under H1 is true. Sometimes you have to use this formula, you have to calculate the type 2 error. Don't directly take this concept for beta calculation. You have to calculate 1 minus beta and take the, so 1 minus beta gives beta value. Use power of the test, you have to calculate type 2 errors. That is very best practice. So manifold integral formula, integral W L1 dx. L1 dx. So these are the very important concepts. The type 2, type 1 and type 2 errors. Remark. Remark 1. Alpha is the size of the critical region. Critical region. Alpha is fixed low levels. Low levels Generally, either 1% or 5%. 1% or 5%. Alpha is equal to produces risk. Beta is equal to consumer risk. Consumer's risk. Alpha is more serious than more serious than beta. Actually, there are two types of errors. Two errors cannot be minimized here. So alpha is more serious than beta. So you have to fix the alpha value in low level and reduce the beta value. Automatically, 1 minus beta is increased. The power of the test is more. The corresponding critical region is the best critical region. That is very, very important. Remark 5. Controlled alpha at a low level and minimize the beta, or or maximize the 1 minus beta. Control alpha at low level significance and minimize the beta or maximize the 1 minus beta. The corresponding test is called the best critical region. Sometimes alpha is level of significance. Level of significance. In general, alpha is equal to 0.01 or alpha is equal to 0.05. Advanced research methods by applying the different statistical softwares like as SAS, SPSS, or Minitab, all these cases. So now here use the p-value. P-value is probability value of the test statistic. This is based on these critical values. We have to calculate these p-values. The minimum value of alpha for which the null hypothesis is rejected is known as p-value. It's very, very important for the research orientation problems. By applying some software techniques to analyze the data, in this case, we have to use this technique. P-value. So, important note for p-value. If p-value less than or equal to alpha, then reject hypothesis. Reject null hypothesis. First point. Second point. If p-value more than alpha, then accept H naught. Accept H naught. One more note. H naught rejected means the corresponding test is significant. Corresponding test is significant. H naught is rejected. H naught is accepted. H naught is accepted. The corresponding test is not significant. Not significant. If g of x is a function of sample statistic related to a test, then how calculate p-value? Integral x to infinity g of x dx is equal to P. Or alternatively, minus infinity to minus x, g of x d of x equal to g of x into dx is equal to P. Here, x is a particular value of cap x. Particular value of cap.